Hello everybody and welcome to the Hollywood News Podcast, Season 1, Episode 1. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to make a podcast, but I'm stuck at home at the moment thanks to Miss Rona, and with nothing to do, I thought, well, why not just delve into some of this week's pop culture news and drama, have a bit of a chat, and get you guys up to date with everything. So let's hop into it. So the first thing we must talk about this week is Kanye West. And, well, you might be asking why. And it's because he got his Twitter back. And the first thing he posted was a short clip of him urinating on a Grammy Award which was sitting in a toilet bowl. Now, I'm not sure what to make of this, but his rants have also returned. Kanye took to Twitter earlier this week with a disturbing rant involving his daughter North. Kanye tweeted, "Northie, I am going to war and putting my life on the line. And if I am murdered, don't ever let white media tell you I wasn't a good man." He also added, "When people threaten to take you out of my life, just know I love you." Now, obviously, by now most of you would be aware that Kanye has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. This occurred many years ago, but it's only just recently come out. And this tweet could be a reference to the family drama. We saw reports weeks ago suggesting that members of the Jenner clan, like Chris, weren't too happy with Kanye and his mental state and his involvement with their family. But in a more confusing tweet, Kanye has said that he's going to personally see to it that Taylor Swift gets her masters back from Scooter, who is a close family friend of his. Now, this is obviously talking about Scooter Braun and the drama involving him and Taylor Swift. But by now we've seen the best and the worst of Kanye and Taylor's friendship, but this is surprising given all the drama surrounding them last year. We're not sure what to make of Kanye's tweets at this time, but Kim has come out saying that she's worried for Kanye, as multiple rumors surface that divorce and possible separation could occur between the couple. A close source to Kim has stated that she has already spoke of divorce over Kanye's views of abortion, which surrounded a Twitter rant earlier this year. So Kanye has been really vocal on Twitter, especially the last few months, and we don't really know why, but it'll be interesting to see how this situation evolves and what happens to Kanye over the coming months. Moving on, yesterday the 72nd Annual Primetime Emmy Awards wrapped up for another year, and despite being struck by the COVID-19 pandemic, the show continued virtually with notable appearances by Jennifer Aniston and Zendaya, as well as the host Jimmy Kimmel. Jennifer Aniston stole the show with her sleek black dress and diamond necklace, and this is following her virtual reunion recently with ex-husband Brad Pitt, when she read some, quote, sexy lines to him during a Fast Times at Ridgemont High charity table read. Jen took to the stage to present an award in person and set the stage on fire, literally. Zendaya also slayed in her regal purple dress before changing into a custom pearl and crystal embellished bandeau and polka dot skirt. We also saw Tracy Ellis Ross sizzle in a metallic gold gown, and Oprah Winfrey, the former talk show host, appeared on the show via video to present an award to Tyler Perry and sparkled in a metallic jacket over a black top. Notable wins went to Zendaya accepting the Emmy for lead actress in a drama series. This was Zendaya's first nomination for her lead role in the drama series Euphoria. We also saw a mini Friends reunion, which was pretty cool, and a heartwarming tribute to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who sadly lost her life earlier this week. And we also saw a controversial ice joke from Jimmy Kimmel surrounding immigration, which was pretty controversial, and which many viewers quickly picked up and took to Twitter to pretty much roast him about. So the Emmys is the latest award show to be altered by Ms. Rona herself. So it'll be interesting to see what happens later in the year. We obviously have more big shows such as the American Music Awards, the Billboard Music Awards, and obviously the Grammys earlier this year. So these are such big nights in pop culture. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but so far we've seen the VMAs and now the Emmys, who have done such a great job virtually, and it's pretty exciting to see. So with all that aside, the big thing for me this week is the announcement that after 13 years, Keeping Up with the Kardashians is coming to an end. After a strong run since 2007, Keeping Up with the Kardashians will be coming to an end at the end of its 20th season early next year. Fans have been eager to see the show return since its 18th season was cut short due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The production crew had to stop filming as Los Angeles entered a stay-at-home order. But just before season 19 returned to the air earlier this week, the family shared this sad news on social media. The show has seen many changes in recent years, but most notably, Courtney's withdrawal from full-time filming to focus on her business. So obviously we have seen many changes, and I think in many ways it sort of led us to this point. Obviously it's sad, and the show could honestly go on forever. It's had such a great run the last 13 years, and I think it's never been scripted, and it never would be. And I think that's what's so amazing about it, is that people have really fell in love with this show and with this family for just being them. And so I think that's really how it's changed reality TV forever. Before Keeping Up with the Kardashians, reality TV was definitely not as big, and I think it's been such pioneer in reality TV and that industry. The show has been extremely successful. It has run for such a long time and has launched the careers of some of the most famous people on earth. When it comes to recognizable public figures, they don't get much more recognizable than Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner. We have seen the whole family evolve the past 13 years, most significantly seeing Kylie and Kendall grow up into some of the most influential people on earth. Kendall, who is the highest paid supermodel, and Kylie, who has now been named the youngest self-made billionaire. And as for who is taking this change the hardest, Kris Jenner revealed to radio host and executive producer of the show, Ryan Seacrest, that Khloe has been taking this change the most upsetting. We will definitely be sad to see this end of an era. However, it will definitely not be the end of the Kardashian empire. Now, our first much watch of the week is a new doco on YouTube. Before there were influencers, there was Paris Hilton, and this week the star dropped her self-titled documentary, This is Paris, on YouTube, showing a new side to the influencer which hasn't been seen at all in her past 2 decades in the public eye. The doco, which features Kim K, Kyle Richards, Nikki Hilton, and her mother, Kathy Hilton, sees Paris speak about her experience at boarding school as a teenager, and the staff who left her feeling like a prisoner and having panic attacks and crying every single day. She revealed all of this to People magazine earlier this month, and also saying how, speaking about her abusive childhood and her life in the public eye. So I won't spoil anything else for you guys, but you definitely should go check this out on YouTube. It is amazing, and if you love Paris Hilton, you will fall in love with her even more. She really is amazing. This week, the US, as well as the rest of the world, has lost a true hero, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who passed away on September 18 after a battle with cancer. Justice Ginsburg was a champion of race and gender equality, a pioneering lawyer on women's equality, a civil rights hero, a feminist symbol, a major pop icon, notorious RBG, a key justice on the nation's highest court. Ginsburg is remembered for her heroic work, not only in the courtroom, but in society as well. Immediately after her passing, tributes from the likes of Jennifer Lopez, Tyra Banks, Meghan Markle, and Jennifer Aniston filled social media, highlighting the judge's great life achievements and legacy which she will leave behind. Continuing this year's award season, the postponed American Country Music Awards were held last week, opened by country music queen Carrie Underwood. We also saw performances from Maren Morris, Miranda Lambert, and Kelsea Ballerini. However, the most notable performance was definitely Taylor Swift, who returned to the awards after 7 years. She performed Betty from Folklore, which is honestly such an amazing album. You can now stream this live version of Betty on all platforms. Despite the amazing performances, a lot of fans were left disappointed in the ending, which saw a tie for Entertainer of the Year, and this was between Carrie Underwood and Thomas Rhett, who both tied for the big award. And I saw many fans were quick to go to Twitter and go as far as saying that the ACMs couldn't let a woman win off her own hard work. And so this is interesting, and I'm not too sure whether the ACMs have actually replied to this, but there was definitely a lot of outrage and many people who believe that Carrie Underwood definitely deserved this big award. Lastly, I want to talk a bit about royal drama. Harry and Meghan have called out none other than the Queen herself over a dispute of stripping them of their royal titles. The couple have come out calling BS over the Queen's authority to strip them of their royal titles. I think this will be a big blow to Harry and Meghan, who have spent the last few years building their brand around the Sussex name. It'll be interesting to see what happens next, given that in many ways that the royal family hasn't really been the same ever since Harry and Meghan's wedding. Meghan seems to push a lot of the royal boundaries and has never really been seen as a true royal. And this is something that has never really been seen before, and I think something that the Queen herself would struggle with. Harry and Meghan are currently living in Beverly Hills, a far cry from the royal grounds of London, so it's interesting to see their attachment to royal titles but lack of royal duties. So that's definitely something to watch out for, and really it'll be interesting to see what the Queen does, whether she does take their titles away or not, as they continue their life in Los Angeles. If you guys have made it this far, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for tuning into my first podcast, and I'm so excited for what's to come. So make sure you follow me on Instagram at HollywoodNews__, and please leave some comments, whether it be on Anchor or in the comment section of my Instagram. You can send me voice messages or written messages on Anchor if you're listening on this program. So that's a cool feature that you can definitely send me through suggestions or things that you want me to talk about. But until next week, see you guys.